Hello again, everybody. My name is Benjamin Bloom, and hopefully the tech nightmare that I've been having all day today is over, and you can all see me and hear me ready for this, the Game Week 43 Championship review. If you can see me or hear me, please hit that thumbs up button or give me a comment, and I'll know that we're all working okay. Been a bit of a nightmare, been a bit of a breathless afternoon after that Leeds game and all the coverage therein. So hopefully we are good to go. Martin gives the most important comment of the day with a double thumbs up. So let's do this properly now. Welcome along. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Show. This is the Game Week 43 review. We're going to go through every team, every game. Hello again, Matt. Sorry. Hello, Alan and Ask Goodmanson. Welcome back, Ben. Yeah, sorry about that. All sorts of technical hiccups. Right. So you know the score with this show. We're going to go through every game. We'll go through all the tables. What I want you to do in the comments is comment on the game that we're talking about at the time, and I'll read those ones out. We can do some Q&A at the end. And remember, as it says there, goal of the weekend and performance of the weekend as well. Please get them in. Big shout out to Andy and to James and to Gaza. Thank you for all confirming that we are up and running and we are working. God, it's never ending, is it? From one stream to the next, from one game week to the next. Game week 43 is done, and it was a big game week for some teams. Let's bang through the results, and then we'll go through each and every game. As it says down the bottom, I'm about to remove it. Support the channel via Super Chat on YouTube. Just hit that dollar button next to where you leave your comment, or by subscribing via Patreon as well. If you don't want to support financially, that's fine. Just hit the thumbs up button or leave a comment. Here are your Game Week 43 results. On Friday, Huddersfield 0, Luton 2, Fulham 2, Cardiff 0. Then on Saturday, early, Charlton 0, Reading 1, Derby 1, Brentford 3. Then in the 3 o'clocks, Hull 0, Millwall 1, Borough 1, Bristol City 3, Barnsley and Wigan 0-0. Draws for Blackburn 1-1 with West Brom, Preston 1-1 with Forest, and a big away win there, QPR 0, Wednesday 3. Today, Stoke 2, Birmingham 0, and in the game heard around the world with the winning goal heard around the world, it was Swansea 0, Leeds United 1. Big game week, lots of big stories. There is the top of the table. A quick précis of it has Leeds 3 clear at the top and 6 clear of Brentford. West Brom slipped up. Whoop-de-doo, they drew a game, but everyone else is winning. Look at that. Brentford 7 straight wins, Fulham 4 straight wins. Forest are still making hard work of confirming that playoff place, and the playoff race is on. Cardiff, Swansea, Preston, Millwall, Derby, Bristol City, even down as far as Blackburn, still in with a shout of those playoffs. On the beach, in the middle, Reading and Sheffield Wednesday, and probably QPR, although Sheffield Wednesday still only have an 11-point gap, given possible FFP implications. Wigan, you can stick them back on the bottom of the league after the Luton result went against them. And then in the relegation battle, Stoke, good game week for them after the 5-0. Birmingham getting suckered in further and further. Borough, Huddersfield, Charlton, Hull, all lost. So a very good game week for Luton. Look, only winners, Luton, in the bottom 7. Right, let's start at the top. Get your comments in on Swansea 0, Leeds 1, Hernandez with the late goal. No words can describe how big that goal was for Leeds. As I said, the goal heard around the world. Swansea doing a good job in the first half of this game, getting the press in and the team shape right, stopping Leeds playing. Into the second half, Hernandez and Alioski on. And the big chance, we thought it had come and gone. I am a Pat Bamford apologist. I'm a Pat Bamford fan. But look at that. Hernandez across to Harrison. Brilliant cross from Harrison. You can see him just on the right of the picture. Bamford has to score. He just has to let that hit him on the head and go in the corner, anywhere into that corner, and he scores. But, okay, Woodman gets the cross. But he heads it straight at the Swansea keeper. And it does not go in. And we thought, is he going to be the scapegoat? Is it going to be dropped points for Leeds? No, because right at the end, there he is. Pablo Hernandez does it just on the penalty spot. There, he's going to strike that in with the right foot. Fortunately, in comparison with Bamford, Pablo can finish. And look, he's going to find the corner despite the big dive of Woodman to his right. That, a counter-attack in the 89th minute led by Luke Ayling and Helder Costa. And what that means now in very, very simple terms, I won't do all the permutations. West Brom and Fulham play on Tuesday night. Now, the worst that can be for Leeds is that Fulham could win and move up to 79 points. However, that is not all bad for Leeds. So let's ignore the West Brom Fulham game, and let's say if Brentford draw with Preston on Wednesday, they will move to 79 points. That is 5 points behind Leeds. That means a Leeds win on Thursday against Barnsley and a Brentford draw will have Leeds promoted. If Brentford lose to Preston and Fulham do not get a victory, then a Leeds draw will get them promoted. So there are several different permutations that will see Leeds promoted, possibly even before the weekend. Let's have a little look at your comments. Great day for Leeds, Enzio says. Absolutely, should be good enough for Leeds. Well, world's best coach, Bielsa finally escapes. Bit sarcasm there. WGUAFC, I don't know what that means. Just look at how many Leeds players in the box. Yeah, they were going for it, weren't they? Indeed. My neighbour said he knew that Leeds had scored. Goal of the weekend, Pablo Hernandez. And Matt says, Leeds win for Big Jack Charlton. Rest in peace. Matt, is this really happening? Yes, it's happening. It's really, really happening. Fidan, my prediction, Preston cannot afford another defeat. So that comes in a good moment for Leeds, who still need to win. Right. There you go. Let's move on. Brilliant game week for Leeds. And it gets even better because West Brom did not win. Let me just throw up. Our next game is Blackburn 1, West Brom 1. Kravinovic there with the opener. Rothwell with the equaliser for Blackburn. You can look on the XG, 2.09 for Blackburn and only one goal, although West Brom not far behind. There is Phil Kravinovic on the back post, just going to get that on target and squeeze that in past Walton for the opener. That is Jay Rothwell finishing very neatly into the corner, in fact. And I'm going to show this. That is Jacob Davenport at 1-1 near the end of the game with the clearest 1v1 chance you will ever see. It could have been worse for West Brom. And West Brom have Brentford breathing down their neck now. They really, really do. Let's have a look at the top half again. West Brom 3 points ahead of Brentford. More importantly, though, their next game is against Fulham. It's the tiniest of little slips, isn't it? 3 wins and a draw is the same form as Leeds. However, over those past 3 games, you just cannot have a over the past 4, in fact. Look, Fulham with 4 straight wins, Brentford with 7 straight wins. Even a draw at the moment with the pressure that Brentford and Fulham are putting on classes as a slip. Let's get a little look at your comments. Third Fish says, let's hope Fulham stop West Brom. Oh, damn you, West Brom. Also, Ben, which team do you think is better? I'd be bricking it if I was a West Brom fan. Oh, look at this. Oh, my God. You are Jesus. There we go. That is the first time No, the first time today someone's called me Jesus. Absolute original stuff there on Twitter. So West Brom, a not good game week for them. Everyone in the top four winning and then drawing. So 2 points. It's really, really fine margins now, isn't it? Let's move on to those wonderful 7 straight victories. Those chasers from West London. It was Derby 1, Brentford 3, Watkins, Knight, and then 2 for the main man, Said Benrahma, in the second half. This first half really, really ebbed and flowed, but then a mistake and a worldie from Benrahma killed it off in the second half. Get your comments in on this one. There is Ollie Watkins, poacher supreme there. Brian and Mbeumo has just hit the post. You can see he's got his head in his hands there. Comes out to Watkins, who sticks in his 24th goal of the season. 1-1. Rooney slides in Knight. And at this point in the game, it was very even. Brentford had a good start. Then Derby play well. Brentford in the half well. But in the second half, Ben Hamer, oh dear, it's a cruel picture I've picked there. But that tells its own story. Said Benrahma with the shot, a reasonable amount of pace, but a bad mistake by Hamer, who looked like he had his body behind it, both hands as he falls on the ball, throws it into his own net. However, that is not Ben Hamer's fault. That is the brilliant Said Benrahma. Look at the technique as well. Look how he spins the ball. That's weird. On the run, just slicing with the instep of his foot outside to in, nestles in the side netting. What a player. What a goal. What a run. Brentford are on. We all know 7 wins on the bounce and 3 points behind West Brom with a superior goal difference. A West Brom draw and a Brentford win over Preston this midweek, and they're back to within a point. The best case scenario for Brentford is a Fulham win, a Brentford win, and Brentford will be in second place and on 8 straight wins. They're going for that perfect 10, but massive game, West Brom versus Fulham. In relation to Derby, a missed chance really, because we're going to talk about a Cardiff defeat in a minute and a Swansea defeat, and Derby also losing there. Look, if you're a Millwall fan or a Bristol City fan, they are the ones to take advantage. James says, would love to see Brentford promoted. Their recruitment deserves reward. Andrew says, so it will Leeds, Brentford and Fulham v West Brom on Tuesday. Then, I don't know what he means. Yeah, basically, I do know what he means. Everyone against West Brom, absolutely. Hello, Nigel. Needown says, blimey, I'm on telly more than Anton Deck. Derby was shocking. Worst goalkeeping I've seen in a while. Would Benrahma get in the Chelsea team? I think he's worth a shout, isn't he? Brilliant player. Obviously, Chelsea is top of the, sort of top 6 of the Premier League. So, yeah, people love Jesus, Ben. Yes, they do. Very committed to Jesus, aren't they? If they're as committed to me, they can go and subscribe on Patreon, can't they? You'll be covering Norwich next season. Norwich are in the Championship, relegated, first Premier League team down. I will be covering Norwich next season. Welcome back to my Canary friends. And I don't even say that with any hint of sarcasm. Lots of friends, Norwich fans. On Friday night, it was the return of Mitrovic, and Fulham get their 4th straight victory. Mitrovic and Onoma with the goals. The second time Neil Harris has been to the cottage this season. 6-0 aggregate defeat. I'm sure he's not going to want to go back there in the playoffs. Unlikely that that's going to happen. I can't see Fulham 3rd, Cardiff 6th, unless you get a weird 4th and 5th thing. But here is Mitro with, who is that? That's Sanderson pulling him back there for the penalty. And what a nice penalty as well. Can you see the ball there? Spot the ball nestling in the roof of the net, despite the fact Smithies goes the right way. Mitro and Watkins, they're head-to-head, aren't they? 24 goals each. It's a shame neither of them will get 30. Well, you never know with playoffs. That could still be another 6 games for Mitro. Goal per game there. He's capable of it. Or Watkins, indeed. Onoma, what a finish that was. Into the box, gets it out of his feet and slams it in the corner. And that's not bad goalkeeping. That's a shot hit very early and the keeper not able to react. Fulham in excellent form. Excellent form. 4 straight wins. We've all questioned Scott Parker, haven't we, this season? The defeats came at Leeds and against Brentford, didn't they? But they've bounced back really well. 4 straight victories. And even though what I've just said says that they're likely not good against the top teams, a victory, I'll put it back, sorry, against West Brom, and they will close to within 2 points. Although a victory against West Brom, and they could be almost giving Brentford a shove forward into that automatic place. They'd be doing the Bees a gigantic favour. But someone needs to beat West Brom for the automatic promotion race to open up. For Cardiff, bad run. They've done so well since they came back. 7 in 3 there. In fact, it was 10 in 4, wasn't it, for Cardiff, if I'm right? 2 straight defeats for the Bluebirds. Let's have a look at your comments. Do you think Scott Parker is Darren Moore 2-0? Might not be a bad shout, Matt. Let's have a look. Really like Brentford's style and energy. Like Latham, Billich's current top 3 would be great in the Prem. Do you think Pablo will be able to do it in the Prem? Not for 90 minutes a game, but hey, the form he's in at the moment, quite probably. Ben, please do not become a Norwich fan. Absolutely not. Ipswich till I die, or until I get liquidated by Marcus Evans. There you go. And even then, I think there may be other clubs I could support. Buzzing Leeds fan in Manila. Hello, Matthew. Could Stoke survive? Pugster, Josh. Yeah, they're going to survive, aren't they? Russ of Cottage Talk. I don't care about health in Brentford. Fulham just need to keep winning. He is absolutely right. And he knows more about Fulham than me. So we will go with Russ's views on that. Let's move on to Preston and Forest, who are both a bit iffy in the form, but both still in that playoff picture. Forest early lead through Graben, and Jayden Stockley is in decent form. He scored in the past 2 games. I can't make my mind up about this one. There is Nuno da Costa. If the penalty is given against, I can't see the the Preston defender, the orange boots, he didn't touch him. But does Ben Pearson have his arms on him? Let me know what you think about that decision. Either way, Lewis Graben slots it in the corner, sends the keeper the wrong way. Nice pen, but Stockley in very short time there. Nice close range finish. Samba, not a lot of chance there. So a bit wibbly, both of these teams in the form. Get your comments in on Forest and Preston. Forest, well, 2 points in the last 3. They've got enough of a cushion. And if you look, the pace below them really is not great, is it? Only Millwall have got 6 points from the last 3 games. Oh, sorry, Bristol City have as well. But they were both coming from further back. Sorry, Swansea have as well. I'm talking a lot of rubbish. But all the teams coming, closing the gap, but not overtaking Cardiff. So Forest still have a 6-point gap with 3 games to go. So they're pretty much assured of the playoffs, you would think. Now, Preston, well, you know, we'd have to have a look at their fixtures. I'm sure we'll do something tomorrow on that. But they could still make it. They could have a little turnaround. It is draw, win, draw for Preston. So 5 points in 3. You'd think it's got to be 2 points a game to be a mover now with only 3 games to go. So we'll have a look. Not entirely sure Preston will get in. I do fancy Forest for if they do get in the playoffs, which they're obviously going to. I think Lamouchi has got. I think he's got a good chance of doing good things there. Matthew says we need a new song, Ben, please. Something is in the works. It may even be finished as well. Chase for 6 is hectic. Hectic's the right word, Mike. That is a serious chase for 6. Can't remember the last time I saw it that close. There's been a few seasons, haven't there? Matthew says, what is Marcus Evans' vision for Ipswich? I don't know. Who knows anymore? Forest can get a result on the day. Frustrating in the league, but in the playoffs make them dangerous. Elliot says, Benny Boy. Yeah, okay. 3 points gap from 11th. Yes, so tight. We love the championship, don't we? Moving on to the next game, which is could be a very important win for Millwall there. Trump in the XG. Look at that. 1.4 plays 0.73. But when you score a goal like this, that's about 0.01 XG. What a strike. Look at that. That's so far out that on the screenshot, the goal isn't even in shot. But don't worry, Ryan Leonard's shot is going to fly in the top corner. What a brilliant goal for Millwall. And the Lions, who said for a while, have the kind of plum run in here, have closed up the gap. Again, if we bring the table up, given their run-in, do we make them possible favourites? I don't know. Look at that, only 1 defeat in 5. Okay, they are quite draw-heavy in typical Gary Rowett fashion, but that is 6 points in 3, which is great. That is 7 points in 4, which is okay, and 8 points in 5, which at the moment will do. They are only 2 points off. Let's have a look from a Hull point of view. Remember, stick Luton up 1, stick Barnsley up 1, and stick Wigan on the bottom on 42. Hull are still in big trouble. 1 point ahead of Luton, 2 points ahead of Barnsley. Luton look like the bigger danger now. Barnsley's last 3 games are horrendous, aren't they? So, Hull, 3 straight defeats, not looking good. Q Loiner, I'm a Preston fan until Thursday. There we go. And there might be a few of those. Enjoy VAR Leeds fans, says Josh. Marching On Together is a good song. It's a lovely song, very rousing, isn't it? Forest do well in the playoffs because they are the sort of S-House team that does well against the footballing sides. Yes, they do indeed. Need Jed back on form, but it's good, Jed Wallace, that is. It's good that Millwall are winning without them. Looks like you'll be commentating on Bournemouth. Vardy is just, Bournemouth looking down. Championship player of the season. I'd have to give that a lot of thought. Maybe Ben Rama off the top of my head. Millwall for the playoffs. Gary Rowett has done a remarkable job. He's done well. Yeah, he has really done well. Ben, as a neutral, who plays better football, Leeds or Brentford? Joe, that's not fair. Both sides are great to watch, and I have happily paid to watch both sides. In fact, if we look right there, I've got this today. Can you see that? Swansea City versus Leeds, Monday, 13th of April. I was due to be at that game today, but COVID. There we go. Tom says Leonard scored a few like that for Southend. Wow. Scores a few more like that. You'll be very, very happy. Elliot says, am I doing a League One playoff preview? We'll see what time is like tomorrow. I've got to go to Milton Keynes tomorrow and put a keyboard in and deliver some baking stuff for my missus, amongst other things. Not working tomorrow. That's a long story though, isn't it? Hey, but yeah, we'll see what we can do. I'll try and get up and get on. By the way, just a quick little plug, as ever, support the channel by using Super Chat. Hit that dollar button near where you type your live chats, and you can donate. It really helps the channel. You can subscribe on Patreon, comment, and put thumbs up wherever you are watching. Everything helps. As I say, out of a job now. I'm really trying to push this, and it's not even about the money. It's about the time, the extra time that I can give to bring you the best content possible. Loads of brilliant supporters already, so long may it continue. Long may it continue as well, says Dean Holden, the caretaker manager of Bristol City, who has won 2 for 2. He is on quite the streak. In fact, he is the manager in the Championship, probably with the highest ever points per game of 3. Wells with a double, Patson again, a somber longer there. Warnock does have 2 wins in 5 though, which 6 points in 5 should keep Borough away from the relegation zone. Great goal by Wells. Look at that. You can see swinging that one, left foot curling away from the keeper into the top corner. There is Jamie Patterson on the angle there. He's going to squidge that one in as well. And they went 3-0 up. Wells in behind. I believe that is Naki Wells' 20th goal in all competitions for QPR and Bristol City combined. Borough wish that Britta Sombalonga had 20 goals this season. Maybe they'd be a bit higher up in the table. Lovely little curler through the crowd, using the players as a screen there to make it 3-1, but all a little bit irrelevant by then. But what is not irrelevant is Bristol City's 2 straight victories, which have put them within 3 points of the playoffs. Would it not be the most Championship thing in the world to fire Lee Johnson, bring in a caretaker, win 4 and draw 1 of the last 5 and get in the playoffs. Wouldn't that be balmy? Typical championship stuff. Borough are 19th, but really they're 18th, considering Wigan are down there. Look, it was an okay game week for them because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the bottom 7 all losing. They have a 3-point cushion over Luton, so they need another win to get them clear. You would think they've got the right guy in the job, wouldn't you? Gone from the glass to the bottle. Hidden under here is the glass, I promise you. Don't worry, says the AJR gamer. Warnock is such an S-house, but fair play, Bristol. Late run. We're too big to do a Norwich tin pot clubs. Always struggle in the Premier. Oh dear, I don't know who he's talking to there. Paul, thank you so much. I drink to Paul. A £5 super chat from him. Brett says, will I do a championship team of the season? Yes, of course I will. And do you know what will happen? Within 3 seconds of me uploading it, someone will put a brainless comment that says, oh, where's so-and-so? And not even think about it. So there we go. Frame that ticket. It's a piece of history. Joe says I was sitting on the fence. Yeah, maybe. Russ is here. Dropped you a text. Didn't know I was live. Did you hear it bleep, Rush? That was you, hey? If anyone's got my number, text me and you'll get a bleep through the chat there. But Russ, I'll read it in a minute, my friend. Looking at Norwich, it must be difficult going from normally winning to wondering where a win will come from. Yeah, that psychology is hard to switch. Although I did a whole video on Norwich. Check that out. I've outlined what the best case scenario will be and what the worst case scenario will be. And there is a pretty logical argument that they'll be absolutely fine next season. But we will see. The Championship is a cruel mistress. Being a bit cruel to Charlton, who came back all guns blazing from lockdown. Won the first 2, and I think they've lost the last 3, haven't they? They lose here at home to Reading. George Puskas here is Renamotor, shall we say, winning the penalty. It does look like there's a hand on the back there. Is that Naby Sarr? Hand on the back. And Puskas sticking the penalty in, laying Dylan Phillips down for that one. And they get the win. Reading, we've said for a while that they are on the beach. Get your thoughts in on Charlton and Reading. Remember, Charlton at Leeds on the last day of the season. Will that game still have anything on it, or will Leeds be up by then? Reading are at the top of the Beach League there, and they've got 7 points in 3 games. In quite good form, hasn't he, Mark Bowen? Can he finish in the top half? How far are they off? 4 points off. No, they're not going to finish in the top half. But Charlton, problematic. 2 points above Luton, 3 above Barnsley. Again, like I say, unless Barnsley have a super result in their 3-game sort of horror show at the end, you've got some hard games, Barnsley. You'd think Luton are the danger to everybody down there. Reading are enjoying the beach. They are top of the Beach League there. Or would top of the Beach League just be drawing and losing the whole time and just chilling out? They'll always do well. Nifty players from their academy. I think talking Norwich there. How many Leeds players are good enough for the Premier League? Not many, says Trigger Nation. I think we did this earlier. I think Meslier is. I think Ayling will get a go. If they can get White, he definitely is. Phillips obviously is. Klitsch will get a go. Costa and Harrison will be okay. Otherwise, they need a midfielder, a striker, and a centre half. Max Aarons would be amazing in the Championship. Oh, that would put the cat amongst the vision. Let's be honest, a freak season from Pookie got Norwich out of this league. I think it's a freak season from Norwich. They were incredible out of nowhere, weren't they? Alex says, even as a Millwall fan, the Anoraks were robbed. Oh, were they? Charlton were robbed. Terrible ref, clearly onside goal disallowed. Yes, the Charlton Twitter account was getting it was like a fan had taken over it. As much as I find it amusing, I do think club Twitters have a responsibility not to wind everybody up. Oh, sorry if I got that wrong. It was a blurry picture. Oshilaja, not Saar. Good knowledge, Alex, from the blurry picture there. Norwich, Villa and Bournemouth relegated, thinks Jake Snow. Villa did have a win today, though, didn't they? But still away back. Q-Liner says most of them. The only one I'm a bit wobbly on there is Liam Cooper, but I'd like to see him given a chance. But it's a big jump up from Cooper from, where was he? Chesterfield. I can't remember where he was, but he's had quite the rise, and I'm certain it will be his first Premier League football. Was he at Hull as well? I don't know how high up he was. My Liam Cooper history, not very good, as you can see. Someone will smarten me up in the chat, no doubt. On the beach, QPR and Sheffield Wednesday. No quarter given in this one. Look at that. 3-0 Sheffield Wednesday, 1.89 on the XG to 0.6. Iorfa, Windass and Murphy. You know it's going to be a good day when Dominic Iorfa bags from there, don't you? We had him on loan at Ipswich. Can be very good, but can be a bit hit and miss sometimes. I think he's a centre-back rather than a full-back. There is Josh Windass showing Pat Bamford how to score a header into an empty net from half a yard there. Sorry, Pat, I'm being harsh. I'm a fan, don't worry. And this is a great goal from Murphy there. You can see he's just screened that round his defender, curled that right into the top corner. What a beautiful finish that was. Also, with that goal, he's on the move to his left when he curls it. So remember these ones. Ryan Leonard, Said Ben Rama. God, is it Jacob or Josh? Someone help me out. I always get those two mixed up. We'll just call him Murphy. But there we go. Mally's late, and so were Leeds. There we go. He was at Chesterfield. Yeah, I thought he was. QPR have to worry next season, especially if we lose Eze and Bright. Yes, indeed. Looking good for a promotion party next Saturday. Anir, scroll back. I've just done Bristol City, my friend. Could Leeds get the magical 2 points per game, says Matthew. I'm not sure they can they? Let's have a little looky. Let's bring the table up. Matthew's taking the mickey because I always say it's the mythical 2 points per game. 92, they are 8 off. So if they win all three, they get 93, and they could do it, couldn't they? 3 straight wins for Leeds. The only problem is if Leeds win the next 2 games, they'll be up, and then they'll probably draw against Charlton or lose to Charlton on the last day because they will be on the beach with QPR and Sheffield Wednesday. Sorry, we probably should look at where QPR and Wednesday are in the table, even though we all know that they're effectively on the beach. QPR there, 53, but no FFP investigation. Sheffield Wednesday, 55. So a 9-point deduction if they were found guilty. I'm not saying they're guilty. 9-point deduction drops them down to 46, and they're safe. Anything more, 12-point deduction, they are in the relegation zone. So Wednesday, that's a good result. They still need a win or 2 more just to make sure they can absorb a possible FFP deduction if they're found guilty. And I will reiterate for the 1,000th time on the channel, I'm not saying Derby or Wednesday are guilty. I'm just saying they're being investigated. Hey, we'll see what they come up with. Big win for Stoke. Stoke 2, Birmingham 0. Danny Bart and Sam Clucas. Sam Clucas actually is probably maybe the one player at Stoke who can hold his head up high this season. He's had quite a good season, hasn't he? There is Danny Bart. Sorry, you can just see him on the back post sliding that cross in. It looked like it might be a penalty. Anyway, you can see a Blues defender. Again, I'm going to get this wrong. Is that Wes Harding holding his hands up saying I didn't touch him? Ref, I'm sure, was it Alex correcting me last time? Someone correct me for getting it wrong. Yeah, Camp doesn't move his feet quick enough, and that one goes in. And Clucas, look at that. You can see where that one's going, can't you? Lovely body shape, leaning back, just going to float that into the top corner. Does that one rank in our goals of the weekend? Possibly. So, yeah. Nice goal by Clucas, who has had a good season. Sorry, I didn't want to go straight on to Huddersfield and Luton. I'll read your comments, but first we better look at the table and see how that affects Stoke, and can Birmingham still get dragged down? Stoke will be very pleased. Look, when you're the only one there winning between 17th and 22nd, obviously Luton got a win as well, but that gives Stoke a 5-point cushion. And I'm sorry, if you are Stoke, look at that. Win, loss, win. Who cares about the 5-0? You got 6 points from 3 games. In a relegation zone, you're looking fine with that. So Stoke would have taken losing 5-0 at Leeds, given that they've won the 2 games either side of that. From a Birmingham point of view there, 49 points. We're looking at Luton, aren't we? It's a 5-point gap with 3 to go. They'd have to really, really stink it out and get unlucky with some results underneath them to go down from there. But they are not in good form. Birmingham, They do not have a manager. They do not really have a subs bench at the moment. I think they just need to get to the end of the season above the line and, hope that, and no offence to Wigan, who've been fabulous at times this season, hope that Wigan do get that 12-point deduction, which we are all expecting that they are going to get. Cooper was at Hull. Yes, he was indeed. Let's have a look. Any comments on Stoke hardly crossed the halfway line against us. Good tactics by Stoke. Most teams are knackered. That's a good point. There you go. They were just preserving energy. That Leeds game messed our goal difference royally. Well, I'd rather have 6 points from 3 games than goal difference, for sure. Wednesday are second only to Man City for away goals scored in England. Is that true, James? Unbelievable stat of the day. Joe says, I'm a fan of the water break. Seems to break the game too much and kills momentum. Should be ref's choice. I don't see why they need it at the moment. I think it was a COVID thing, wasn't it? I can't see it being maintained. You could see in the Leeds celebration what it meant to Leeds to avoid the playoffs. Yes, quite the celebration. How do I think the promoted League One teams will fare in the Championship? We'll get on to that. Coventry, Rotherham, and either Oxford or Wickham. Didn't get my notification. Sorry, Craig. Mick McCarthy for the Birmingham job. I think Mick and his agent will be phoning Bristol City quite a lot, put it that way. I think, given the ownerships of both clubs, I'd want the Bristol City job if I were Mick. But, hey, beggars can't be choosers. Although he is an international manager, most recently Mick, isn't he? So, Alex says, I assume Ryan Leonard had goal of the weekend wrapped up. Ben Ramos was beautiful, Alex, wasn't it? Yeah, I do like Sean's point, though, there about not preserving some energy against Leeds. Mike says Stoke won't go down. Leeds have better form than Brentford over the last 10 games. 25 points compared to 24. Still outstanding by both teams, isn't it? Incredible stuff. Connor will do that question at the end. How would Leeds do in the Premier League? I have been asked that any number of times. Well done, Luton. What a result on Friday night. Look at that with 0.44 XG, 2 goals. Efficient. Huddersfield did not want that. They've been keeping clean sheets. There is Elliot Lee. That means I've missed the first goal, haven't I? Who scored the first goal? It was it Sonny Bradley? Sorry, let me put that back up. Yeah, Bradley with the first one. Sorry, I've only got the second one up. Elliot Lee is smashing that one in. Lossell just repositioning himself in goal. It couldn't have been much better for Luton this game week, couldn't it? They got a win over a semi-direct rival. I guess Huddersfield are a few places up, aren't they? But Luton's running is better than Barnsley's. They are now a point behind Hull, 2 behind Charlton. You'd have to say, given their goal difference, the 2 teams on 47 points, we won't look at just yet. But they can pass Hull and they can pass Charlton on the next game week with a victory. They would need a victory. Their goal difference is bad. They need victories, Luton. But look at the form. Win, draw, loss, draw, win. That is 8 points from 5. What is that? Is that 1.5? 1.6, isn't it? That's pretty decent. No, is it 1.5? Yeah, 1.5 points per game. So that would mean another 4.5-ish points. Would that be enough to save them? They need a victory, and I think it might be. I think Hull and or Charlton might only get 1 or 2 points from the last 3 games. We will see, but certainly worked out nicely for Luton. From a Huddersfield point of view there, they're banking on the goal difference there, but it was a big defeat for them because they've brought Luton, it's a 6-pointer, isn't it? Luton have gone from 41 to 44, whereas it could have been Luton on 41, Huddersfield on 50, and they could have been away and clear, couldn't they? Let's check some more comments. Rich W, Super Chats, £4.99. That is so kind. He says, it's time you had another drink. Rich, we're going to drink to you. Thank you so much for your support. Matthew asks, who do Luton still have to play this season? I suppose that's a very pertinent question. I think their running was okay. If you bear with me for 1 second, I will scroll in for goal, and I'll tell you that they have to play QPR on the beach, and then get this, Hull versus Luton, second last game of the season. Wow, wow, wow. Lot riding on that. And then Blackburn on the last game. So could they get 4 points against QPR and Hull? The truth is they need to beat Hull, don't they? But there's a chance they can do it. Martin, great result for Luton. Sets it up nicely with our running. Nathan Jones will save us. Unbelievable scene. I hope Charlton stay up just because Bowyer is manager. Ben Rama was okay, I guess. Danny says, most important goals of the week. Well, I think we know which one that was, don't we? Can Brentford keep BMW if they don't go up? Luke, I don't think they'll keep them even if they do go up. Look, Ben Rama is done, isn't he? He's too good now, and they're going to cash in. It's going to be a club record, and it's probably going to be more than Maddison, I reckon. I don't know if it beats Sissoko, whether he's still in the Championship. Could be a Championship record, couldn't it? I seriously don't know your answer to this, Ben. What are my thoughts on Mick McCarthy? I was not a fan of Mick at the end at Ipswich, but I respect him. He's a very good manager. He did a good job with Ipswich, but he did fall out with the fans in the last couple of seasons. And if he goes to Bristol City, he'll do a good job. I can tell you that. He's not silly, is old Mick. Thanks again to Rich for the super chat there. Brilliant. Alex says, think Charlton have Birmingham and Wigan next 2 games. My God. Every time Leeds go up, they win the league and end up in Champions League finals. Leeds go up to compete, not linger around the bottom. Dogfights indeed. Wow, Barnsley's last 3 games. Someone up there hates them. Yes, I cannot remember exactly the order, but I shouldn't have closed in for goal, should I? I will tell you the order. It's a nightmare. I know that much. It's Leeds away, Forest at home, Brentford away. Yes, indeed. Starting to see Ben more than my missus these days. That's what I drink. Leather sandals, outstanding stuff. Look, I've been warned under no uncertain terms that I'm to get out of this room after this and we're going to go and watch a movie or something later on. Lee says, I think you're going to need a box of wine. The stream Leeds go up. Yes, I hope we're live. That's all I can say. It's going to get very messy very quickly. We'll have a Leeds promotion party if they do it. This is why we love the Championship. That whole game is huge. There are some brilliant games down the bottom there. Luton, Hull. Oh, cannot wait for that one. That's going to be outstanding. Russ, great Leeds journalist. Follow him on Twitter. Russ, plug your Twitter in here. Don't you know, pump it up. The Whites are going up. In fact, Russ, I've got something to send you ahead of the last games of the season. Yes, Matthew, I agree. Best player in the Championship, says Connor. I always say the same ones, don't I? Mitrovic, Kearney, Ben Rama, Phillips, Hernandez, the usual suspects, isn't it? Leeds would be a mid-table Championship club without Bielsa. That's not a criticism. It just shows how great and valuable Bielsa is. He's glorious, isn't he, Bielsa? What a great manager, and doesn't his team play great football? And isn't he a mental character? Right, last one. Bad news for Wigan and Barnsley fans, I am afraid, because they drew 0-0. Sorry, Chosen One. I've got to get rid of your comment there, buddy. Oh, Tom says, is Pereira not top 5? Tom is totally right. Of course Pereira is top 5. Sorry, missed him out. I was doing that off the top of my head. Yeah, totally right. 0-0 there, but look, Barnsley, 1.38 on the XG to 0.47. Looks like, even though I know XG is not a golden bullet, looks like they probably could have got something more out of that game. There is Danny Fox on, is that Simos? Again, someone will correct me if I'm wrong there. Red card for Fox. We've had a lot of red cards of late, haven't we? Recently, and they said that refs wouldn't be so much affected given the crowds. That wasn't a good result for either Wigan or Barnsley, who are now effectively the bottom two. Wigan take 12 off and they're on 42, aren't they? So I suppose they're still only 3 points from Hull. That Hull Luton game. My goodness me. Let me just have a little looky and see who Hull they've got next. Obviously, we'll do the preview show tomorrow night, but just in terms of Hull's next game, oh God, Hull's next game, Wigan away. Oh my goodness me. So Wigan can swap places with Hull in the next game. So I'm going to take back what I just said. Given that Wigan lost the XG battle and had a man sent off, that's an all right result, given that Hull lost, and Wigan can effectively put them into the relegation zone. And that would be Wigan out of the relegation zone, wouldn't it? The greatest escape. Administration, 12 points. Players did nothing wrong. Crazy ownership, and they could be out. What Pablo has forgot, Kearney hasn't even learned yet. Pablo's a great player. Kearney's also a great player as well. Where's my form table, says Lee. We can get the form table up if you want to see it. I'm sure it's fairly obvious that Brentford will be top of it, followed closely by Leeds and Fulham, won't it? There was another horror challenge in the Wigan. Oh, that was Anthony Robinson, Tom, wasn't it? How did he not get sent off for that? Yeah, Alex says tackle before that was horrendous. Absolutely. Sharp says, thank you for your great unbiased views. Must be difficult. You can't mention Ipswich. I am a host of the Blue Monday podcast as well, so I do get to talk about Ipswich enough, however unfun it can be. There's Russ's Twitter. Go and follow him on there. Thoughts on Cardiff's playoff chances? Reckon we will get it? Dan, I've been saying all day, everyone's slipping up and possession is 9/10 of the law. So you'd make Cardiff favourites because they're sat there and nobody else seems to be winning. So Kenny or Hernandez? Right now, obviously you get more years out of Kenny. Hernandez is in ridiculous form. Slightly different players, aren't they? I'm going to sit on the fence. Really like both of them. So, yeah, again, I'll sit on the fence. Ipswich relegated Leeds to League One in 06-07. Alan Lee, late goal in the 1-1 draw. Yes, and then you naughty Leeds fans all invaded the pitch and threw coins at our fans, didn't you? And the game stopped for 30 minutes. Please, we've got Jim Magilton talking about that on the Blue Monday podcast. He was the manager at the time. Yes. So, right, that is all 12 fixtures done. So we can go to a bit of Q&A for 15 minutes or so. Let's have a look at the team stats real quick. As you can see, although look at QPR there in the possession ones. Leeds, Fulham, Brentford, West Brom, best in possession there. Aggression, Charlton, 100 yellow cards. It's almost like Lee Bowyer's their manager, isn't it? Aerials, Birmingham, West Brom, Millwall. Expect Birmingham and Millwall to be in there, but West Brom, impressive. And Brentford as well. Footballing Brentford. Shots per game, Leeds create by far the most shots per game. Look at that. 2 more shots per game on average than anybody else with West Brom and Brentford. You can see a clear top 3 in this division. Or can you? Because there's Fulham. Pass accuracy, maybe a little more risk-averse in possession than Brentford and Leeds, but they keep the ball very well, don't they? Ratings, everyone's going to ask me, why are Brentford top of their ratings, not top of the league? Brentford are always the metrics darlings. They've scored the most goals and conceded the least, I think. But you have to ask Thomas Frank why they're not top of the actual league, but that's why Brentford are probably top of the Infogol stats league there. There are your top championship players. Any goal scorers this week? Ben Rama got 2. He's up to 17. What a season. What a player. Graben also scored up to 20. Good job, Graben there. In a primarily stable and pragmatic team under Lamouchi. Really, really good stats for Graben. Watkins and Mitrovic both scoring to go on to 24. Tom Lawrence is top of the shame league there with 12 yellows and a red. Shots per game, Ben Rama has overtaken Mitrovic there, 3.9. Look at Pereira on the assist there, 16, and that freak season from Eliasson where everything he touches. And the top-rated players on the Infogol metrics there, Ben Rama top, Pereira, Eze, Jared Bowen hanging in there despite not being with us for a while. Ollie Watkins in there as well. What that tells us is that our eyes do work, because I'm sure we'd all have them as some of the best players in the league. Right, should we do some questions? Let's see if anybody have any questions here. Kieran says, Leeds have conceded the least most. What does that mean? The least most clean sheets in Europe and 5th average possessions. Does that mean they've got the most clean sheets? There we go. Hugh Loyner, when we go up, we'll see everyone again in 15 years. There we go. Cardiff Brentford would be interesting. What, in the playoffs, Matthew? Yes, would be, wouldn't it? Connor says, did I see the Grealish dive today? We had a lovely debate on Grealish the other day. I'm a Grealish fan. Yes, I did see the dive, and yes, it was awful, wasn't it? It was horrible. I can defend Jack many things, but I can't defend that. Millwall Blackburn says, Alex, on Tuesday. That is a big one, isn't it? Is it at Millwall? Potentially massive for that 6th spot. And Blackburn, good performance, I think, against West Brom from what we've heard. Sean says, the Championship is crazy and the end of season running at the top and bottom is so exciting. It's brilliant. And then when you realise you haven't even checked the fixtures because we don't have time at the moment, and you see Hull Wigan coming up and then Hull Luton as the next 2 games. And then even the ones at the top, West Brom, Fulham, and then Brentford, Preston, where Preston are trying to get in the playoffs. And then Leeds, Barnsley, you think that will be simple. And then Barnsley will probably take the lead or something ridiculous in that one, won't they? Will Hernandez play if Leeds go up? I'm not sure. Depends who they sign. At the moment, he's just a wizard off the bench. And I bet he'll be on the bench against Barnsley as well. I don't know. He's 35 and the Premier League is fast. Obviously, the brain doesn't slow down. And when you're as smart as that guy is, you can do a job at any level, can't you? I don't know. Obviously, Rooney has pitched himself at Championship level now. I don't know what age Rooney is now. So we'll see. It'd be lovely to see Pablo get a chance there because he's been an absolute joy the past couple of years. But I'm not sure he's going to be starting all of the games. Cardiff Derby on Tuesday, says Dan, could be one of the biggest games this season. I didn't even know about that one. We're talking about these fixtures. I'll do the preview tomorrow. That is a beaut, isn't it? Cardiff Derby. Derby have had this horrible run of fixtures, haven't they? But maybe this one's a bit more attuned to them being able to win there. You can't actually see Derby there if I don't do that. But there they are in 10th. So if Derby beat Cardiff by 3 goals, they'll go above them. And possibly they could go into the playoff positions. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. Absolutely love it. But then you all know I love the Championship. Mike says Barnsley 4th in shots per game. Yes. Put it this way. If Barnsley keep a number of their players and Gerhard Struber, they're not going to find League One very hard, are they? Put it that way. Alex says Barnsley shots per game. Wow. Yeah. And I genuinely think they just got Struber too late. It took weeks, didn't they, after, what was his name? Daniel Stendhal went to, I think if they got him earlier, I think they'd be safe. I really do. And they've had some weird old runs. Dan says, I'd love a Cardiff v Brentford playoff fixture. Would give them a run for their money. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Richard says the S show at St Andrews must stop now. I'm assuming he's talking about Trillion and the ownership. Q-Liner says Pablo will play in the Premier League. Bielsa loves him. Charlie has finished work and he works just over there, very near where I live. Where are we going? Ben, have any Championship players reached double figures in goals and assists? Someone will tell me that. Pereira must be close. Are you talking this season or previously? Martin Waghorn did for Ipswich in 17-18. God, who else would have done it? Has Ben Rama? Yeah, Ben Rama must have done it, mustn't he? Someone help me out with that stat. Who else would be close? Pereira, he's got 10 goals, has he? I don't know. I don't know is the answer, but it's entirely possible that there'll be a couple. Corley Woodrow, top player, would take him at Millwall. Yeah, I bet you would. No age still either. Woodrow seems to have been around for ages. Russ says, sorry I'm late. Didn't realise you were live. Been getting notifications. A couple of people have said that. Go on YouTube. Sort yourself out. Martin says, Carter Vickers, player of the season for Luton. Would love him next year if we stay up. Yeah, he's been around now long enough. He needs to find himself a club. We had him at Ipswich. Good player, Carter Vickers, but he's done so many loans, hasn't he? Can we give a big round of applause for Leeds today? Well done on beating and I'll miss out that word, Swans. Can Kieran's drunk after the Leeds game. Didn't make sense, Ben. I can drink to that. Shaft says Bielsa's methods would not work at the top clubs, as the players would not want to work as hard. Interesting theory. Matthew says we need Kieran Maguire on the Wigan story. Well, on my channel, he's done a lot of other stuff, hasn't he? Who's my player of the season? I'm struggling to get past Ben Rama at the moment, but we all know I could have said that before the season started, couldn't I? Stuart Dallas will probably be Leeds player of the season, won't he? Pereira will be West Brom's player of the season. Ben Rama will be Brentford's player of the season. Mitrovic will be Fulham's player of the season. Who's going to be Forest player of the season? Samba? Worrell? Lolly? Graben? Don't know. Any one of those guys, I guess, would be in with a shout, wouldn't it? Are Leeds still going to have PSG financial backing? Possibly. We don't know if they're going to do a complete buyout or just a percentage buyout. But from what I've heard, QSI want in, but they want in on a Premier League club. So we'll see. Miami Backlash Parks, nice name. Can see West Brom slipping and Brentford overtaking them. Russ isn't happy with Grealish. I can't defend it. I'm not going to defend it. I think he's a great player, but I'm not going to defend that. What do I think would make the best playoff final? Brentford versus Leeds. But that's not going to happen. I promise. That would be the best football match, wouldn't it? Or would they cancel each other out? I don't know. I love a clash of styles. So Forest versus Fulham might be fun. Well, we all know the end of the last 3 decades, Leeds have been in first place. So 2030, Premier League first place. Interesting. Q Loiner says, am I worried I might lose 90% of my viewers when Leeds go up? Hopefully not. Villa fans, Norwich fans, Sheffield United fans have stuck around. And what I am planning next year, I think I'm going to call it Dearly Departed. I will do a show on the Championship teams that have gone up and left us. So that will include Sheffield United. Won't include Norwich and Villa probably because I think they're both going to be back down. Might well include Leeds. Probably will include Leeds. West Brom, maybe Brentford, Forest, Fulham. Who knows where that one is going to go. But please keep subscribing if you're going to, even if Leeds do go up. Our West Brom going to do a Leeds and drop out of the top 2 after being there most of this season. If they do, are Brentford better than Sheffield United were last year? I think it would be a case of, Brentford 7 wins on the trot at the sharp end. I've said before on here, 8 wins on the trot at any point in the season, you're normally up. Remember Norwich in 18-19 did 8 on the trot. That was unassailable. No one could do that. Remember Cardiff in 17-18, 8 wins on the trot. No one could get them after that. It didn't matter. Traditionally, if you win 8 wins on the trot at some point in the season, you go up. They might have to do 9. But my God, if Brentford do win the last 10 games to go up, what a run that would be. Unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable. In the words of, who says that? Chris Kamara. Why am I quoting Chris Kamara? Sorry, I pressed the wrong button again. I always do that. Well, would you stay and support our Ben instead and not go plastic? Thank you, Hip, who I believe is a Villa fan who has stayed supporting. Lovely stuff. I'm still watch Ben. It's more of a joke. Always packed full of Leeds fans. Yes, and we appreciate them. We really, really do appreciate them. Apparently Pablo last season, double figures in goals and assists. Sid Wallace got double figures in goals and assists. Interesting. Someone go and check who scored. They will tell you. Promoted League One teams to watch next season is going to be hard. Remember, Rotherham traditionally have been too small for the Championship, haven't they? However good Paul Warne is as the manager. Coventry might be interesting. They play a different brand of football. Wickham would be very interesting because we've had some S-House comments there. They'd have to really ramp up the S-House to get that going. Oxford could do all right, actually. Carl Robinson's been around, hasn't he? They play quite nice football as well. Do you think Leeds will sign Meslier, White and Harrison? They're definitely going to sign Harrison. They're probably going to sign Meslier, and they would love to sign White. I think that would be a really big deal. Dan says Lee Tomlin is very close to the 10 plus 10. 7 and 9. Yeah, Lee Tomlin. I bet all of those will be since Harris arrived as well. Activist Judge. Have Ipswich got a football team? Oh, I never knew they had one. Well, they had one in 1981 when they won the UEFA Cup, and one in 1978 when they won the FA Cup, and one in 1962 when they won the First Division. And obviously, they had one when they provided England with their only ever World Cup winning manager, and the maybe England's greatest manager, Bobby Robson, coming so close in 1990 as well. Plucky. Who will be the standout players in the Premier League for Leeds, like the Cantwell and Pookie for Norwich? Well, remember Cantwell was a surprise for Norwich. We didn't expect him to be the standout, did we? For Leeds, you'd think Phillips would be fine, wouldn't you? I think you're talking, Plucky, about someone who'll step up. I don't know, maybe like someone like Ayling will do well. I think people like Ayling, Klitsch and Cooper deserve a chance. And Dallas, I keep saying, is the Milner of the Championship, so he should have the brains to do it, shouldn't he? Who would I like to see in the Championship next year out of Watford, Bournemouth and Villa? Who do you think, Lewis? And I've got the utmost respect for Villa, but if I'm losing Leeds, I need another big club down, don't I? Come on, Villa. Come on back. Who is the greatest Championship team of all time? Now, do you mean over one season, or do you mean just for staying in the Championship forever? Because that would be Ipswich or Derby, wouldn't it? Greatest Championship team of all time. Since 2005, I love QPR, Warnock, Tarab, brilliant, love it. Reading 2006, obviously, were amazing, weren't they? Wolves under Nuno were incredible. Norwich and Sheffield United were great. If you could homogenise the 2 seasons of Bielsa, Leeds under Bielsa would be up there, wouldn't they? I go back a bit further. I loved Sunderland under Peter Reid. I thought they were a great team as well. There's been some good ones. What about Newcastle under Keegan in the early 90s as well? But depends whether we're starting with the Championship as of 2005. Lolly or Cash? Nice one. Lolly. Nothing against Cash, but Lolly's a great player, isn't he? Who's winning the League One playoff final tomorrow? Well, I had the final down as Fleetwood versus Oxford. So it's Oxford versus Wickham, so I've got to go for Oxford. Ben White and Pablo Hernandez, probably more than Dallas as best player next season. Yes, indeed. Duncan, don't worry, Ben. Loads of Leeds fans will stick around to watch your channel. Thank you. Do appreciate it. It's been great. Michael also says he's going to stick around. Brilliant stuff. This playoff and relegation battle arguably has to be one of the best of all time. Quite probably, and I think, even though COVID has really sucked, hasn't it? I think the COVID thing and the fact that we have this insane Saturday, midweek, has made it even better, hasn't it? It's been incredible. Do I think Wayne Rooney will stay at Derby? Absolutely. And I think he'll train to be a coach and a manager there as well. Whether he ends up being Derby manager or not, I don't know, because I think Koku's doing quite well. Benjamin Bloom equals better than Sky. Thank you, Jack. I can drink to that. In fact, I will. How do I think new teams will do in the Championship? Like I said, I think Rotherham is difficult with a club that size. No offence, do like Rotherham, like the stadium, like Paul Warne. I think Oxford. They've been a big club before, haven't they, Oxford? So thoughts on the Damned United? Yeah, it's great. Fantastic movie, that. Michael Sheen, isn't it? 6th place, 69 or 68 points. Asked an interested Millwall fan. Let's have a look. Let's try and project this. So currently it's 64, 3 games to go. Let's add, say, 1.6 per game onto Cardiff's. Would be nearly call it between 5 and 6 points. 69 for 6th place, I think. I think someone will outscore 1.6 points per game over the last few games as well. But what do I think of the standard of refereeing this year? Not bad. What I will say to anybody who criticise refs is go and watch the game as a neutral. And I bet you don't criticise the ref half as much. I think they're enjoying the fans not being there, and fans do mess with refs' heads. That seems to have been proven now. So, not as bad as people say. Impossible job, isn't it, though? Lou Leeds, us Leeds fans will still watch. The OBL chant was class. Watch this space on the chant. That's all I'll say. Watch this space. We might have done some work. There might be something ready. Do you think fans will be able to attend matches next season? Yes, I do. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, how quickly they're going to do it, whether they can put up with the rigmarole of putting all sorts of stuff in place to get small numbers of fans in, or whether they just wait and the government say, look, liabilities on the club, liabilities on you, wear a mask, go an hour before kickoff and queue up or whatever. But I think we'll see fans back pretty soon. Pretty good. Pretty good. Ben, do you think playing on after the lockdown has been vindicated? At least it's all fair now. What, in respects of League One not doing it and the Championship doing it? I guess so. Yeah, I mean, it was all just to do with the money. If someone had come along and given every League One club £2 million to get through, League One would have played on it. It's just purely down to money. I don't think it was a health thing at all. But yeah, it's been cool, hasn't it? And I think France are regretting cancelling, aren't they? More a case of, do you think Derby will want Wayne Rooney to stay? Of course they will, Anthony. He's been superb for them, hasn't he? What percentage of Championship clubs would you say are well run from an ownership to management? But wow, that is a good question. Should we have a little run through, Bailey? Well run Championship clubs. Barnsley, yes. Luton, yes. Hull, no. Charlton, no, but they do have new owners. Huddersfield, yes. Let's see how they cope with no parachute payments soon. Borough, yes, under Steve Gibson, but some bad managerial hires. Birmingham, no. Stoke, no, with the hires. QPR, better than it has been for a while. Wigan, obviously not. Horrendous. I'm talking about the new owners. Sheffield Wednesday, no. Reading, no. Blackburn, yes, but I'm sure financially they're being propped up there. Bristol City, definitely. That's a big yes. Derby, well, probably not, no, but I can see why Mel Morris has done what Mel Morris has done, but there's been risk taken. Millwall, definitely yes. Preston, definitely yes. Swansea, to still be seventh, I'd have to say yes, but they're going to have to do it with no parachutes soon, aren't they? Cardiff, yes, but it's been parachutes, hasn't it? Forest, again, I'm up and down with Marianakis, but the best it's been for a while. Fulham, how can I say yes after what they did last season? But generally pretty good. Brentford, big yes, biggest yes. West Brom, I'd say yes, apart from hiring Darren Moore. That didn't work, did it? But I don't think you can say a bad managerial hire makes it not well run. And Leeds, very well run, particularly under Rad Rizani. Good question, that. Where do I see Ivan Toney going? Crystal Palace? Someone in the Premier League who's not going to finish in the top six, but who's still got money. Yes, Jed Wallace is the super double figures. Coventry might get promoted to the Premier League without a stadium. Well, they're in the lottery now, aren't they? There we go. Do you think Leeds will be in the Premier League next season? Says Eugene. Yes. Please let us know about the alumni plan. Says Sean. I need to figure it out. I'm guessing it will be a show per week. Dearly Departed. And it'll just be a review like this, I guess, and we'll focus on our familiar teams. Sean, you're a Patreon, aren't you, I think? So, yeah, just buzz us a message, DM me or message me direct on Patreon. Give me your ideas. Obviously, I'll do what the watchers want because what's the point of me making stuff nobody wants to watch? Hey, I'm not that vainglorious. Since Pablo has joined Leeds, he's had 35 goals and 38 assists. He joins when he's 32. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant stats. Should we petition an official Championship Player of the Restart award? Who would that be? Ben Rama, probably, wouldn't it? Deary me. Or Pablo. Yeah, goodness me. Over one season, Ben, and since 2005. Oh, in terms of the teams. Reading, yeah, the ones I said. Reading, QPR under Warnock. Who else did I say? Nuno's Wolves, Norwich under Fark, Bielsa over 2 seasons, and Wilder's Sheffield United with 3-5-2. I think everyone is underestimating how good Ayling actually is. It's hard to tell when they've had such a meteoric rise to playing this liquid football, isn't it? Brad, who do you think is the best team in the Championship? In my opinion, Leeds, but I'm a Leeds fan, so probably biased. look, let's just be blindly honest about this. Leeds are very good. Brentford are very good. Fulham are very good, but they're not in year 2 of Parker's plan. Full year 2, if you know what I mean. There are some good teams, but Leeds and Brentford particularly are excellent, aren't they? Leeds under Wilkinson, yeah, okay. All-time Championship 11, what, from 2005? It's so difficult to not just whitewash it with loan players and with expensive Wolves players, isn't it? Because obviously Wolves completely gamed it, didn't it? So it'd be very hard not to put Diogo Jota, Ruben Neves and Willy Bolly straight in, because blooming Champions League players, weren't they? Crazy. Reading under McDermott was a force, yeah. It was Koppel that was even better. That was ridiculous, wasn't it? When is Mick McCarthy going to be announced as manager somewhere? Bristol, very soon. Don't you worry. Mick wants a job, and when Mick wants a job, Mick gets a job. If Leeds and Brentford combined teams, could they challenge top 10 Prem? Yes, absolutely. God, who would be in that? Raya in goal, Henry left back, White and Janssen centre backs, Dalsgaard or Ayling, Phillips deep line playmaker with probably Hernandez and Klitsch, and then God, you'd have to play. So Harrison, Costa, and Buemo. Benrahma's definitely in there. It's going to be Benrahma, Watkins, and Costa. No, or Harrison maybe. That'd be a good one actually. Combined Brentford and Leeds team, good one. Ben, why don't clubs get penalised when they come back down after cheating to go up? I don't know. Doesn't seem fair, does it? Out of jurisdiction, I guess. I think something needs to be done. Rick Parry, crack on with that. We can't have teams like Wolves and Brighton and others have done game in FFP, and then Bournemouth as well, not getting punished indeed. Who is the player of the restart? Hernandez or Benrahma? I think it's Benrahma just, but Hernandez has been incredible. They've both been amazing. So no slight on either of them. Assuming bottom 3 stays as it is, which team would you be most sad to see go down? Obviously, Luton is just down the road from me, so it'd be very sad to see them go. Barnsley are going to be a lot of fun if they keep Struber for a while as well. So one of those two. But then again, Wigan, that just doesn't feel fair on the players, does it? Being really screwed by their owners. Bristol City wants Steven Gerrard. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Hey, that'd be good for views on the channel, wouldn't it? Stevie Gerrard in the league. Lampard was great for the league, wasn't he? So, yeah. Will we be seeing Norwich v Ipswich in 2 seasons in the Champ? What do you reckon? It's unlikely because Ipswich will, I'm sure, cock up League One next season, and Norwich will be strong favourites to go back up again. So possibly. You love Pablo as much as you love Leeds, Mr. Bloom. He's a great player. Who doesn't love him? How can you not love him? If you like football, how can you not like players who play like that? Did I watch El Loco? No, I haven't watched it yet. I'm sure it's on demand on Sky Go, so I will give it a look. Do you think Leeds will invest heavily if they go up? Yes, I do. As in, will they, spend into the tens of millions? Yes, I think they will, because of Bielsa's age and because of the 2 years it's taken them. I think that they would back him, and also I think. Well, look, they're going to bring in Harrison, aren't they? Harrison, Meslier, Costa, between the 3 of them will be 25, 30 plus million, won't it? They could still go for J.K. Augustin, couldn't they? They spent a long time identifying him, so they might still be happy to do that deal. We'll see what the small print is. I suspect if you offered them a price that was in any way acceptable, they'd take Ben White. I don't really see what the difference in Leeds spending 35 million on Ben White on one player is. Then I think Aston Villa had a couple of real big signings of that amount, shouldn't it? Do you think this will be the lowest amount of points 6th place has ever got in the Championship? Says you, and no. Check out. There's a season where Crystal Palace went up. It was a low total, but everyone got a low total. In fact, I think Watford and Leicester possibly went up. That season, I can't quite remember. Someone Google that for me. But there was a season where it was a hell of a low total, and I think. Was it Palace? Was Holloway Palace or was it Holloway Blackpool? But there was one incredibly low season. I think possibly that was the season where Peterborough got 54 and everything just squished up and the standard was kind of more even. Most money we will spend is buying Ben White. Oh, Loco Leeds is on YouTube too. Okay, I'll definitely give it a watch. Rest in peace, Jack Charlton. Absolutely. I fell in love with football aged 8 watching World Cup Italia 90, and Jack Charlton was all over that. Amazing character as well. And I've heard Mick McCarthy talking about him today, and you can definitely see where Mick tried to carve his image as a manager. Watch the Charlton Reading games are neutral. Ref and linesmen were terrible. Okay. Fair enough, Alex. Fair enough. Maybe that was an outlier. I don't know. How I missed the away game, says Lewis. Don't we all? Hey. Will Stoke rebound next year? Obviously, they have the money. Last year of parachutes for Stoke. Obviously, Waffler's referring to the Bet365 money. Let's see. We'll see how good Michael O'Neill is. Could be in a bit of a Middlesbrough situation if they don't, couldn't they? We need to keep Ben White, whatever the cost. Yeah, great player. Can they do it? Remember, if Brighton don't want to sell Ben White, Leeds ain't getting Ben White. So it all depends on Brighton. Just check last season. Pablo got 12 goals and 12 assists. Outstanding. Someone check Martin Waghorn in 17-18. He was incredible, wasn't he? Holden for the manager's job, says Liam. Well, I wouldn't be hiring anyone at Bristol City before the end of the season. And God, if he wins another 2 games, they could be in the playoffs, couldn't they? Updates on the Wigan situation. Nothing from this end from me yet. Drinking straight from the bottle, says Chris. No, there is a glass down here, I promise. But would you believe, before I come on and do a stream, I have to put all the pictures in, and you have to do them one by one in the StreamYard tech. I literally had to run upstairs and quickly open the bottle before we started, because I know people find it funny when I do super chats and have a swig of booze. Big Mel is the best owner in the league, says Ewan. There we go. The Swansea's parachute payments run out next season. I believe they do, don't they? The Swansea been down 3 seasons? 18, 19. No, they haven't been down 3 seasons, have they? 18, 19. No, I don't think they do, Matthew. I think they've still got. Has Swansea been down 3 seasons? I can't remember for the life of me. No, I think last season was the first season they were down, weren't they? 18, 19, 19, 20. No, I think they got 1 more year. But remember, it's only a 15 million. That's only a 15 million payment. Standout players in League One that would cut it in the Championship. Oh God, I'd have to have a strong think about that one. That's very difficult. Not Flynn Downs, not Luke Wolfenden. They're both terrible, obviously. What is the wine? What are we drinking today? Brisa de Verano. Doesn't tell me what type it is. It's a Spanish red. It's very nice. Came with my food delivery. Very nice too, indeed. Under the old 2 points per win system, West Brom would now have the same points as Leeds, and Ipswich would have won the title in 1975. Hey? Yes. Good one. Right. My favourite chant from every Championship team. Oh, that's a tough one. The best Championship chant is when Millwall get a corner and they go, Mill. Only League One players that could play in the Premier League. I suppose Ivan Toney would be the closest, wouldn't they? Southampton coming in for Jake Cooper this summer. Millwall going to sign a new deal. Wow. I would have thought that Jed Wallace would be higher up the list. Newcastle under Rafa was a very good team. Yes, it was indeed. Dirtiest player in the Championship, as in fouls attitude. Ben Pearson, isn't it? Of Preston. Sing a lead song. Marching on together. Thank you, Jonathan. We're gonna see you win. I don't know the words. Da, 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 da. We are so proud. We'll shout it. Jonathan loves Leeds. Leeds. Sky TV. There you go. That's a better Leeds chant, isn't it? In that Brentford team, De Silva doesn't get the recognition he deserves. Yeah, he was really good yesterday, wasn't he? Look, he's still learning the game. I've seen him be really up and down in games this season, but certainly yesterday he was great, wasn't he? Deli Ali, Fabian Delph, League One to Prem. Yeah, no. It's a route that has been done, hasn't it? I have a Leeds bias, but Hernandez played half the time with Ben Rama since restart and had an equally significant impact. Yeah, that's very, very true. Remember, it is quite a nice gig to wait until half-time and have holes punched. But yes, obviously, I take that point. It's also a clear fact that it's more difficult to have an influence in less time. So yeah, I totally agree. Benrahma is a really good player, but Pablo is carrying an injury, and so his impact might be better. Maybe. Costa's already a Leeds player. Yeah, that went through, didn't it, Aaron? Yeah, 16 million, was it? Incredible. Do you like teams knocking down old grounds and moving to new ones, or prefer slower incremental improvements like Fulham? I hope QPR don't dish Loftus Road like Brentford did. Brentford have to move. They really, really have to move. Terraces on either end. No, and the sad thing is they need it to compete in terms of commercial revenues. They're moving to the right size ground, but they do need, sadly, more hospitality and things of that nature. So I got no problems. Times change, things move on, don't they? I pressed the wrong button again. Deary me. Ben, greater than David Prutton, says you. And David Prutton, who said, love the Barnet when I did a thing for him on Sky. There we go. Goodness me. Right, there I was. If Ipswich got sorted and you could have one of the current Championship managers, who would you have? Marcelo Bielsa, please. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Realistically, though, God, who would actually manage Ipswich? I don't know. This is the thing where Ipswich have slipped to now, where like someone like Nigel Adkins would go, "Oh, do I want to go to Ipswich?" It's a good job for somebody, isn't it? We're trying to get out of the Jean-Kevin Augustin deal. 3 million for 49 minutes game time. I think I saw most of those 49 minutes at Brentford when Augustin came on. Yeah, we'll see. We will see what happens there. Moving on. Did I see the ref in Leeds v Swansea? Keith Stroud. I have much experience of Keith Stroud, let's just say. 30 to 35 million for Ben White. Sorry, I mean Maldini. There we go. Ewan's looked it up. Excellent. Lowest sixth place has got is 68. Wow. Leicester in 2013. In which case, you might be right. It could be 68 or 69, couldn't it? My brother says West Brom are a bigger club than Leeds. I told him no way. Of course they're not. West Brom are a great club with a great history. But I think there's some look, all I'll say is start a YouTube channel and go and cover a Leeds game, and you'll see how big Leeds are. I found that when I did something for Glasgow Rangers as well. It's ridiculous, the strength of support. What do I think of Bolton's predicament? Well, I think it's sad, isn't it? But they'll be back. Big clubs do tend to rise up, whether it be slowly like Sheffield United, Portsmouth coming back, Oxford coming back. They'll find their way back in the end, Bolton. Q Loiner. I think West Brom will beat Fulham. The better footballing team will win, which is West Brom, as long as their centre-backs do a job on Mitrovic, like Ben White did. Yeah, Ben White played Mitrovic well in both games, didn't he, actually? Brentford played him well as well, didn't they? Imagine if Bamford gets 20 in the Prem next season. Incredible. And Roger tells me, there you go, look at that. Martin Waghorn of Ipswich, 17-18, 16 goals, 13 assists. What a season that was. But he did take literally every single set play and all our attacks went through him. Bless him. Am I happy Norwich are going down? Not in a childish tribal, I'm an Ipswich fan and they're the rivals. I've got lots of friends who are Norwich fans. And as always, that happens here with the teams higher up in the league. We built a lot of subscriber base with Norwich fans last season. So, yes, in respects for the channel, but obviously sad when people go down. Ben, my first jigsaw was a Jackie Charlton one in 1970. Never completed it. So many small pieces. Jackie Charlton, what a guy. Rest in peace. Do you think Lee Johnson lost the dressing room because he got sacked? We won 2 games in a row since he got sacked. Looks like it, doesn't it? Does really look like it. Let's see what Dean Holden does. But yeah, I mean, sometimes just time ticks by and the words stop working. And Lee Johnson had a lot of buzzwords, didn't he? Let's just say. Jake says, gotta love a good unspecified Spanish wine. I'll do some research there. See, people who know more about wine than me, they want to know what grape it is and which side of the mountain it comes from. Deary me. Didn't Mitrovic get a respective ban for elbowing Ben White? Yes, he did. 2 minutes into the game, wasn't it? Fully trying to pretend you don't know the words. I don't know the words. Can I say what is a good chant as well? That's Steve Bloomer's pushing up in the sky. Hip it did it did it. The Derby one they play before the game. I do like that one. I just like the ones that were written in the 70s, and obviously Meal, which is great. Oh, James points out, James Justin, League One to Prem from Luton. Yes, absolutely. He did exactly that, didn't he? Right, let's do a few more comments and then I'm going to go and watch a movie or something. Christian Walton, Blackburn, Anthony Knockhart, Fulham, Mollenby, Millwall, Clark, Derby, Ben White, Leeds, Jan Mlakar, Wigan, all players on loan at Championship clubs from Brighton. I think the Knockhart deal has been converted now. Pretty penny, I'm sure that cost them. Connor says there's a Bournemouth penalty. Did Bournemouth score? They're not coming down after all. I don't want to go to Bournemouth next season. I'm in Bedfordshire. That's a hell of a hack down there. Nicely positioned on the M1 for Derby and Forest and whoever's still going to be here. There we go. Do I think Luton will stay up? Depends. Depends a lot on Wigan, doesn't it? I think Wigan have still got Hull, haven't they? But Luton have also got Hull. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, there's a chance. There's a good chance they're within a game, aren't they? You think Bielsa's small squad effort will work in the Premier League? Possibly. They'd probably have to bomb out all the other cup competitions and whatnot. But yes, generally keeping a solid team and not making changes does work, doesn't it? And I've never seen a manager like him for that. So Scott, 52 years old. You know what? I'm going to collect Panini stickers because my club Leeds will be in next year's edition. There we go. Crowdfund Keith Stroud's laser eye surgery. It's just the way Stroud runs around the pitch. He's obviously got little matter. Don't start on him. Can't wait to see Leeds capitulate in the Premier. Well, let's move on from that one if we've got Leeds fans in here. 35 million for Ben White is an absurd amount for someone who hasn't played a single minute in the Prem. Yeah, it probably is. But that's the market now, isn't it? Look, if Norwich want 50 million for Ben Godfrey, who has played a season in the Premier League, and Norwich fans would admit this, in a defensively dreadful Norwich team. So that's even worse, isn't it? He's failed in the Premier League, essentially. But I think it's potential people sign, and that's just the market, isn't it? What you have to understand is he's functioning brilliantly just below the Premier League. So I'm biased, but what an incredible thing for the Championship to see the work of a world-class manager. Well, we have had Rafa down here before, haven't we? Who I think most would say is a world-class manager. And I am a big Graham Taylor fan. And when he came back to Watford, I think he was definitely an international class manager. And go figure, Watford got promoted, didn't they? Pablo Hernandez, David Silva, Juan Mata, David Villa. Pablo was part of that great team at Valencia. And his experience and talent is showing through now. Yeah, Champions League quarterfinals, wasn't it? If Bristol City were to pull off a Championship-esque miracle and get promoted, can you see them replicating what Bournemouth has done? Bristol City would be a good club for the Premier League because they'd be the biggest team in that city down there. They've got a wealthy owner in Steve Lansdowne. Their recruitment is good. They probably need a manager. I don't see Dean Holden managing in the Premier League. But I'd say they've got a bigger upside than Bournemouth, in fact. Hence why Mick McCarthy's probably all over them to try and get that job. Today is a historic day for Leeds United. You sound like Winston Churchill there, Luke. 2-1 Bournemouth, says Connor. Unbelievable. Did I have a roast dinner today? I didn't. I had, you're going to think I'm really middle class. We get gusto. So you get the recipe and the food comes in one box, start of every week. I had a salmon risotto. I didn't cook it. Shaylee cooked it, but it's bloody lovely. I tell you. If Luton could stay up, would it be the greatest escape ever? I.e. budget, manager changes and a League 1-2 squad? Be up there, wouldn't it? I remember Burton, who are similarly small and have never been as big as Luton. Burton won like 3 games out of 5 at the end of the season to stay up. There was Birmingham's weird one under Harry Redknapp, which was a great escape. They scored 7 points from the last 3, didn't they? It would be brilliant if Luton stayed up. Sean, thank you, Sean. We'll drink to that. A super chat there. I'll drink some more unspecified Spanish wine. €5 from Sean. Thank you, sir. Matthew says Fulham 17-18. Yeah, very, very good point. That was an awesome team, wasn't it? I wonder if I can name that team off the top of my head. And I'm struggling to even start with the keeper. Let me go with the back 4 then. Who was it? Adoy and Ream, Sessegnon and Fredericks. That's good, isn't it? MacDonald, Johansson, Kearney. No, Sessegnon would have been further forward, wouldn't he? Sessegnon, Cabano. Who was playing down the middle then? God, I can't name that team. Dear oh me, I'm struggling to name the Fulham team that went up. Who was the keeper as well? I can't even think. Dear me. Fulham will go for Bournemouth and Villa on the Great Escape. West Ham down. Hey, that'd do some numbers on the channel. Can I sing the Potato song for the Leeds fans? I don't know it, Sam. I'll have to learn it. What movie am I going to watch? Probably something from the 80s, I would have thought. We like rewatching 80s movies. What did we watch last night? We watched See No Evil, Hear No Evil with Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. It was outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Actually, we might watch another Richard Pryor movie. Brewster's Millions. Rhiann Brewster's Millions. There we go. Will Hull go down? Asked Jane. Quite possibly, especially if they lose to Luton and Wigan against direct rivals. Luke says, Sheffield Wednesday 15-point deduction. Holy hell. If that happens and Luke is in any way right, even a 12-point deduction, Wednesday are up the creek without a paddle, aren't they? To be down in the bottom 3 as well. Enjoy MK, mate. Weather's lovely down here. Yes, should be there tomorrow. I used to be the programme editor at Bedford Town. Oh, nice one, Chris. Great stuff. Do I follow you on Twitter, Chris? Make sure I do. Great stuff. Ben Godfrey, York City to Norwich City, League 2 to Prem, I think. Remember, he did play probably 30 games in the Championship, and he went on loan at Shrewsbury. I saw him play for the illustrious Paul Hurst. He played a lot of games for Shrewsbury midfield. Ben Godfrey's a good player. It's not worth 50 million, but he's a good player. I mean, he will be a really good player. Probably end up being a Premier League player, but he's not worth 50 million right now. Love watching. Keep up the good work, says It's Kitty Leah Kitty. I'll drink to that. Where do you think Pookie and Campbell will move? If so, where? I don't think they will. I think Buendia will go from Norwich. I think Aarons will go. And then possibly Godfrey, but not for 50 million. I think Pookie will stay. He's 30. Who's going to buy Pookie? I don't know. Crystal Palace? They're buying even Tony earlier. Norwich should be able to charge top dollar. Norwich always charge top dollar, don't they? So there you go. What happened with Derby and the dodgy finances with stadiums? Oh, please don't say things like that. You get me in all sorts of trouble on the channel. Roger's words, not mine. Derby have been investigated for the valuation of their stadium. And yes, before Derby fans say it was signed off by the EFL, I'm not passing judgment on it. We'll let them do their investigation. And whatever they say, fine. I'm not getting involved because Derby fans get very upset with me if I do. I think we're nearly there and running out of questions, etc. Wigan going down, says the Trine. They could save themselves, the Trine. Let's look at Wigan's last games. I know Hull is one of them. They could have done with beating Barnsley, but I'm pretty sure I think Hull is the next Wigan game and they can swap places, can't they? Although, hang on, if Luton win as well, maybe Luton can go out and they'd still be in the bottom 3. But Wigan's last 3 games, let's have a little look. Can they get out of it? Is Hull, Charlton, and then, God damn it, Fulham on the last day of the season. They need 4 points. 4 points. So I don't think Ben works for the EFL. No, I do not. I don't think I'd be as popular on YouTube if I worked for the EFL. So come on, you Lions. Rafa had a ridiculously good team to work with. Yes, he did. And the highest budget. Well, I don't know if Aston Villa haven't beaten that highest wage budget ever as well. Bielsa has taken bang. Yep, I'd agree with that. I agree. Ben, I thought the transfer fees were going to go down after COVID. I thought they were too, Shaft, and I still think they will. And just remember, where they're going to go down is not in the Premier League. So some imbecile might still pay 50 million for Ben Godfrey, but you ain't going to, there's no Assombalonga for 15 million in the Championship anymore. That ain't happening. Millwall under Holloway in 14 won 7 of the last 8. Wow, unbelievable. Bettinelli, yes, was the Fulham keeper. Who was the number 9 for Fulham in that 17? I saw them win the playoff final. Why can I not remember this? That's crazy. Who was it? Oh, I can't think. Someone will tell me. Ben will definitely be able to name our team in a few years, considering we don't. And considering you've played the same team every week. There we go. Gary Rowett will build a Millwall team of his choosing. I reckon Mill will be a team to watch out for next season. Remember as well, someone mentioned Luton and budget to league position. Millwall do brilliantly to finish where they are finishing already, don't they? Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor, fantastic duo, absolutely. How many new players do you think Leeds need? I think we've answered that, haven't we? Centre back, a centre midfielder, and a striker. Right, one more. Which team should be most disappointed with their current table position now we're near the end? Stoke. Stoke, I think there. Is Benjamin Bloom actually my name? It's a stage name. Wikipedia is your friend there. Right. Right. Thank you for watching, everybody. 1 hour, 36 minutes. God, I've been on here all day virtually, haven't I? That was the Championship review for game week 43. Thank you for all your comments. We didn't do goal of the week. Look, Ryan Leonard or Ben Rama, you decide in the comments. Performance of the week. Oh, that might be a little bit tricky. You decide that. Get your thoughts in the comment. In the meantime, support the channel. You can still do super chat after the fact. You can subscribe to me on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. You don't have to support financially. Would be great if you did, but if not, just hit that thumbs up button and also subscribe and comment. That helps out no end. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for the super chats. I'll drink to all of you lot. I've just got a message from my missus, which probably means I'm off downstairs. Thank you for watching and see you very soon. Over and out.